Feel out there.
Good, good. Just trying to focus on basketball, trying to win the game.
Obviously a great defensive effort. What was the key? What were you
Just the same. I think we were playing great defense, but some little stuff we didn't do in past game we did today. I don't know how many offensive rebounds they had, but they had like 4 in the first 3 minutes, and then we cleared that up, and we just played with a lot of pace.
When you say focus on basketball, you're talking about your mindset, your mentality going into this game?
Yeah.
In what ways was it different?
Just focus on basketball. Remember the thing I love to do, and just play basketball, man.
Luka, it seemed like there was, obviously throughout the year, but especially in a playoff game like tonight, it was real physical. There was a lot of, alley-oops and, in general. What is it like to have a safety valve with, Dereck, both Derecks and Daniel and everybody? What was that like tonight?
Big. They can jump. Both centers are very tall, and they can jump, so I just throw it up there. And D. Jones is out of this world. The way he jumps is just insane. I never saw something like that. But he was knocking down threes too, so he's a complete player.
Yeah, you obviously 30-point triple-double, shot the ball well, but how satisfying was it for you to seal this with that block and transition?
A bit. Next year, all NBA defensive team. No, it was, he kind of, the ball escaped a little bit for him, so that's why I got the block.
Luka, you guys have been really good after a loss. Just what does it say about the resiliency of this team and just the focus and the mindset, like you said, coming into tonight?
Just our mentality. We know the last game we played against them at home, we let it go. It was our mistakes, and they hit shots. So our mentality just, in the playoffs, it's first to 4. So you got to win 4 before they do, so you got to go game by game.
Your last big game in the playoffs was 35 points against the Clippers, and that happened to be Game 5 in Los Angeles. Do you think it's a coincidence that you're...
Knock on wood. So we do, so but...
In terms of you stepping up in a Game 5 when the series is tied 2-2, do you think maybe there's something extra?
Well, yeah, the whole team stepped up. I couldn't do it without my teammates. Everybody that came on the floor gave 100% energy, and we play as a team. We win as a team. We lose as a team. And this team is special, man. We've only been together for 5 months, and I've been having a lot of fun with this team.
Obviously, Game 5s are looked at as swing games where it could go either way. Obviously, you were able to kind of put your imprint on the game early. Is that what you kind of wanted to do from the opening tip? I saw you get that 3 to go down.
Well, no, I wasn't focused just if I'm going to make 3 or 2 or 1. I just was focused on playing basketball, having fun out there, playing with my teammates, and just win the game.
You said several times focused on playing basketball. Wasn't a lot of conversation with the referees tonight. Was that something intentional, and how do you think that helps you if it was intentional?
Yeah, intentional. Like I said, just focus on basketball. I talked to them normal, without complaining and nothing. I think it was the whole game, nothing. So I just go out there, hoop, have fun, man. The have fun was the old Luka. So with a smile on my face.
Y'all had just 2 free throw attempts through 3 quarters and still managed to have a double-digit lead. What do you think went into that? Did you like the shot selection, the way you guys were pushing it?
Great shot selection. A lot of times they were 2 on me and Kai, so we just played a big. The corner was wide open, the cuts. And we play with a lot of pace. I think we have great shot selection, just a couple bad shots, but otherwise it was great shot selection.
You were getting to the painted area a lot, but you only had 3 free throws. Does that surprise you?
I don't want to talk about it. No, I'm good. I'm focused on basketball.
You went all that.
During timeouts, it seemed like you were very intentional about talking to all your teammates and leading. Was that something that you emphasized entering this game, was leadership on the court?
Yeah, I think it's me and Kai. We are the 2 leaders of the team, and no matter what, they made a run and we stayed together, especially in the 4th quarter at home, which is very difficult to stay together, but we did. Everybody talked, everybody was supporting each other, and that's what we need to do.
Luka, this Oklahoma City fan base has taken a little bit of a liking to you, so to speak. As a competitor, do you thrive on just being able to silence the crowd the way you did in the game that you had?
I love it. And when they chant Luka sucks, it gets me going, man. It's even better.
Did you happen to see the two fans that wore Luka T-shirts with a pacifier?
No. With the what?
Some kind of baby pacifier.
They love me, though. They went, they pay for jerseys, for the shirts to put my face on. You know, it's a lot of attention.
Talk about the players, two big men, Gabbard and Lively, tonight.
Great. They've been great the whole playoffs, the whole season, just fighting. You know, they hit a lot. They get hit a lot, especially on the rebounds. But just playing hard, man, and knocking down free throws big time. Thank you.
Luka was in here and he talked about not only focusing on basketball, but being able to have fun and have joy out there. As a person I've talked to about the human aspect of this, how do you feel about that and that translating on the court?
Yeah, I feel like maybe this is at home here. No, I feel like when we're playing that way and playing very free, very liberated, and having a good time out there, not taking the game for granted, but just showering each other with positivity and doing the little things, that's the maturity that we've shown, post All-Star break, just being able to be there for each other on and off the court. Off the court, most importantly, of just, telling each other that we're going to be okay and just keep believing. And, the text threads that we have, it just goes a long way just for our emotions. This is a new space for a lot of guys on the team, including myself as one of the leaders on the team. This is one of the hardest series I've ever played. So, just the focus level has to be at a level that reflects that, we have what it takes to win, but also we understand that we're not going to get there without guys feeling like their best selves. And that's what we like to speak on, is just being honest about the way we approach our games and, knowing the difference when we're very much well-connected and then also when we're kind of splintered and the game is flowing in a different direction and we're not being there for each other enough or touching each other enough in our huddle. So we know the difference, we feel it, and I think tonight we showed each other, again, how to respond to tough losses.
Also, just to add on to that, how does it, what's the emphasis to lead by example from both of you two?
It's something that we've been held accountable for since the beginning of the season by Jay Kidd, by Nico, by Michael Finley. They told us from the beginning of the year that it was going to start with us and it was going to challenge us. This season was going to challenge us, to be better as leaders. Last year we knew all the voices that were kind of coming down on us, telling us that we weren't going to make it to the playoffs and we weren't going to do anything. So we know what it felt like to fail then. And then this season we just had a great approach and next man up mentality. And, once we made our trade, then we pretty much knew what we were striving for. And the mission has been the same since then. So just doing the little things for each other and feeling good and smiling through the tough times.
Kyrie, OKC gives up a lot of threes there in the corner. I think PJ was able to benefit off that in the last 3 games. And then tonight it was Derrick Jones Jr., especially in the first half. So what did you see from him being able to step up and knock that shot down? Yeah,
I'm proud of him, man. I'm proud of all our guys. But when you're getting that opportunity to be in the corner and get those open threes, we have a lot of confidence that you'll knock it down. And it's going to be somebody's night it's going to be somebody different. It's going to be somebody's night. How am I trying to say this? It's going to be, I'm over here it's going to be somebody. Yeah, you guys know what I'm saying, man. I'm sorry for the people at home. I haven't eaten yet, so my mind is a little discombobulated, man. But yeah, it's going to be somebody's night every night. I don't mean to be smiling up here all this, but yeah, for us, I think that's the strength of our team is our depth. And when we have guys making shots like that, it creates separation throughout the game, and it allows us to really just pace ourselves to a certain degree because they have to play us honestly. And when our guys are making shots, especially threes out of the corner or that wing, it creates a lot of opportunities for me and Luka to get downhill because they're showing a lot of help. They're showing a lot of bodies. They're keeping somebody on me that's athletic, that's going to make it tough on me. So I don't mind giving myself up in order to create other opportunities for my teammates, and I like to see them do well.
You mentioned this is one of the hardest series you've ever played. Is it because of how they're defending you, throwing multiple bodies at you?
I mean, it's just really just the pace and just the physicality. And, last series was physical too, and the pace was a little different. But I think just this series has challenged me physically, mentally, emotionally, and I've accepted that. And I've focused on the things that I can control and focused on getting my guys going early. And, however the game plays out, it's going to play out. But I'm really laying my hat on the defensive end and giving a lot of effort and just trying to make the right plays offensively. They're putting 3 on the ball at times for me, and I could obviously take a lot of tough shots, and I think that's coming in the near future when it's needed. But for right now, just reading the game and allowing the basketball guys to shower me with a lot of love when you're playing the right way. Because again, I've spoken on this a few times, but just internally as a young player, it's when I was a little bit younger, it was easy for me to kind of throw away the good stuff that I was doing because I want to focus on my scoring. And I know how many people want me to focus on my scoring, right, that are not in the locker room. So don't want to fall into that trap. Really want to focus on the positive vibes that are given to me from my teammates, and they're going to find me when it's time, but I love finding them just as much. And when you can leave out of a tough environment like OKC with the win, you really got to celebrate that. And we obviously have 2 games in between, but we're going against number 1 team in the West, and they're playing like it, man. So I got to give respect to those young guys, and they're going to bring it game 6, and we'll be prepared.
How would you describe the defensive identity that you guys created really over the last 6 weeks of the season and then has carried over in the playoffs?
Say that one more time.
The defensive identity of this team?
We've just grown, and we've allowed our trust in one another's skill sets to really flourish. We have guys that enjoy defending, but they also get tired. So we're going to need our depth to really come through and really provide us with that spark off the bench. You saw Jaden Hardy come in, and I'm so proud of that young guy tonight where he really gave us a lift off the bench. He was really aggressive, and it may not show up in the stat sheet that he was, shooting a bunch of shots. He shot 5 shots. He was 1 for 5. But I think for us, energy-wise, having that trust in him and him being so young in a semifinal playoff game, game 5, could go either way, shows the trust that J. Kidd has him in as well. And, there was just tremendous effort for him. And then everybody that came off the bench tonight gave us something that we needed in the game. And, D-Live was a plus 22 tonight, and it just reflects how we feel about each other when we're playing at that level where we can basically go out there in that game and just play basketball. Instead of worrying about the X's and O's, we just worry about playing basketball and our style of basketball. So I think that identity on the defensive end has really created an opportunity for us to really showcase our skill sets and showcase different guys doing the little things for us to win.
When Luka came in here, he basically said he made a point that he wasn't going to be complaining the rest of the night. He wasn't going to use any energy toward that. He wanted to focus on basketball and having fun playing basketball.
That's good to hear.
When he does that, what difference do you see?
I think, he's just being smart and, taking advice from the guys that have been in situations like this before and trusting that we have his back. Some of the times when he's going to the refs, he really feels like that's an individual thing, and I think he could speak on it too. He's in the moment. He's very emotional, as we all are as competitors, but, the bigger picture is what matters. And him focusing his energy on the right places and, specifically focusing on his shots and also doing the little things for us on the defensive end, getting rebounds like he's doing and he's been doing all season, it works well for us. So, I think he can learn from this tonight as well as all of us and, just continue to affirm to himself that when he is focused on just his game and he's focused on doing the right things, then we flourish as a team. So, again, I'm not going to sit up here and complain about him when he get on the refs like the refs are perfect either. I'm not going to do that. And I got to give my brother a little benefit of the doubt. Sometimes it is warranted to get on the guys that are refereeing the game. But, I think he found a healthy balance tonight where he was just really focused on getting us going offensively and making the right plays and making sure that we kept our foot on the gas pedal. That's one thing that he's done as an engine on this team. One of the engines, one of the leaders of just keeping us calm, keeping us poised.
They scored a playoff low 92 points, but post game they seemed to like a lot of the shots that they got. They they said their process was pretty good. I'm just curious, from your side defensively. I mean, did you feel like you guys had a good sharp night, or was some of them missing shots?
I mean, basketball is an imperfect game, and after you look at it. Once you look at the film, I think you'll find the answers. But based off how we feel after the game, that could be one thing. I look at it. I felt like when we were out there, just really managing the game well and managing the lead, that was a good space for us to be in, and it was all created from our defensive stops. So when we're getting out in transition and they're not able to get back, or we see a lot of mismatches, that works in our favor. And then. When we know how skilled Shea is, and he played 42 minutes tonight, so he was giving a lot of effort on that end. We knew that we had to take advantage of different opportunities on him on the defensive end and putting him in spaces where he was either going to foul or he was either going to get a block or one of our bigs was going to score. So. We're just trying to utilize our overall skill set and depth of just making sure that we continue to push the ball. And, the most well-conditioned team usually wins the series and doing the little things consistently. So we felt like we're in a good place, but we can still get better.
Kai, you don't mind me calling you Kai?
Yeah.
Oh, no, my bad.
We're a little mountain, AI.
Yeah. A sentiment that's kind of been echoed, with some of the young guys is, a sense of calm heading into games like this, game changer, game deciding games in a series like this. When you look back to, even when you were entering the league and even now where you are dealing with the ruckus of the crowd like you were talking about, I mean, what has that leadership role been with some of the younger guys in the locker room to, keep them level-headed and, how do you even still try to keep that same mindset for yourself nowadays?
Yeah, I genuinely try to give our guys positive affirmations, and even when we lost the other night, I took a lot of the accountability for how the game ended, just because I felt like there were some shots that I rushed. They were good shots, but I just felt like I got to my spot and I wasn't really focused on making it enough, and just knowing that I have a sense of peace about me, and also I can consistently stay poised even if we're in a crazy environment. This is just something that has been a skill set of mine, right? So I think they look to me for that sense of calmness, right? That sense of peace. And when we come into games like this, I don't want them to feel like it's a game 5. It's really just going to be a tough, hard-nosed game where we're going to be required to do the right things and the little things and be confident and also speak to your teammates confidently as well. These games can go either way. And win, lose, or draw, I tell them that they're my brothers. So there's no pressure on us to consistently be perfect. It's going to be an imperfect game. I try to prepare them as best I can. And I also try to allow them to experience it firsthand as a leader. You got to allow them to make those mistakes and then learn from it. So that's what I just can stay consistent on as best I can, is affirming to them that it's going to be tough. It's going to be hard. So just embrace it. Embrace the nerves, embrace the anxiety, and embrace the fears that you may have. But once we leave out of this huddle, we're together. So you're never going to feel alone out there. And if you do, just flag down one of the veterans, flag down one of the guys that give you that, positivity and just move on, because turnovers, just like the other night or just the pace of the game, we splintered, and we felt that. And we looked at the tape and we didn't want that to be the feeling that we had again coming into the locker room. We were up 14 and then we were up 8 and then we were up 6 and then we were up 3 and then Dort hits a big 3 and then now the crowd's out of it and now we're looking like we don't want to push the ball up as much as possible. So we just got to stay aggressive and continue to win the quarters. That's the focus.
I'm sorry. Other than the 2 throwaways there at the end of the season, you guys haven't lost 2 in a row in forever. What kind of source of pride is that? And is that a product of tweaks from the coaching staff or just you guys, the resiliency, or what do you attribute that to?
I attribute that to our team environment that we've created, from the top of our hierarchy, our GM, our president, our governors, all the way down to the culture that we're creating as players and the coaching staff with Jay Kidd leading his guys. Everybody has a specific role that they play on this team, and we do our best to collaborate on some of our ideas, and we try to give each other a lot of confidence to continue to do the things that we work on. And, when that happens, I feel like good things can create opportunities, and that could lead to success or failure. So for us, we're just really feeling like we're in the trenches together, in the foxhole together. And when we go out there and we're able to play a game, in a 24-hour span or a 48-hour span, and we have to respond that way, I feel like we do a good job of connecting and making sure that we're honest with each other. And those things go a long way, especially when somebody's in a new experience or a new opportunity like the playoffs, like the semifinals.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, guys. Thank you. I'm gonna get some food, man.
Ready when you are.
Derrick Jones. Just after the game you had tonight, 15 points in that first half. It seemed after PJ went out with foul trouble, you kind of stepped up, knocked down the corner threes that they were giving up. Just what does it feel like after a game like that?
Good. It's always good seeing the ball go through the rim. And I've always said, I'm gonna take the shots that I get, and no matter what, I'm not gonna pass up on nothing. But I sell out my game on defense, and I try to lock up and do everything that I can defensively. And offensively, my game it's gonna be what it is. If you leave me open, I'm not afraid to take no shots. I'm not afraid to draw the ball. So be as aggressive as I can.
Did you guys see, Luka talked about his mentality coming into this game. Was it obvious, before the game and then especially when the game started that he was locked in a different sort of way?
Yeah, I seen it in his warm up. He came out a little earlier, and he was knocking down his shots, and I was just sitting back saying it's going to be a long day for them. So I've always been harping it. 77 he's amazing. And once he get his rhythm, he got it going. It's tough to stop him.
What does that do for y'all? Other Derrick, maybe. What does that do for y'all in terms of just following this team's leader?
It just comes down to us being focused. As soon as we see our two heavy hitters, Kai and Luka, locked into the game, it makes everyone else just want to lock in that much more. Be able to be defensive sound, offensively sound, talking to one another, just trying to be able to be the best team we possibly can together.
Okay, you guys had 40 in the paint last game. 40, I believe it's like 48, 44 on this one. How did it feel to be able to get on the inside and be rollers? This is for both of you guys.
For me, it's just I'm going to take whatever I get. I get in that little short pocket. They don't step up, I'm going to take a floater, a little jump shot. But if they step up, I'm going to drop it off to my big man. And I trust him and Gav. I trust Eli and Gav to go finish and do what they do. So it's just good. It feels great.
Why do you guys think the lock game opened up like it did tonight?
Running. Being able to just try to get out and run whenever they make you, whenever they miss. Just always trying to be able to move. Having cutters, having back doors, trying not to be stagnant because, everyone's going to sit there and watch the ball handlers. We got to be able to move. We got to be able to move on the opposite side.
The last two games, they've shot 38%, 42%. Seems like as the series has worn on, your defense has become more effective. Why do you think that is? For both of you.
I got it. I'd definitely say it really just comes down to us knowing what we need to do. Us talking to one another, us being able to be in each other's gaps, being able to hear each other, and just being able to trust. If I'm up there in the guarding a ball handler, I know I got someone low man, so I'm supposed to send them down just like what they're supposed to do whenever I'm down low. So just being able to understand our principles, we're exploiting them, and we're playing well. We're rotating.
Along those lines, were there many tweaks from game 4 to 5, or was it a matter of you guys doing things better?
Definitely. Of course there's going to be little tweaks here and there, but it mainly comes down to us being the aggressor. Us going out, making sure they stop getting offensive rebounds, making sure we're trying to be as sound as possible on the free throw line, and just trying to be able to just play together, have fun, and try to move the ball.
Derrick, today at shooting around, you mentioned that in game 4 you guys lost poise and composure in game 4. When they were making their run there in the fourth quarter, what did you notice from your teammates in order to kind of keep that poise and composure?
We stayed together. We knew that basketball is a game of runs. We knew that they were going to make the run eventually. They were going to hit shots, but we just got to be able to just lock in defensively. You know, there's going to be a lot of times where they're going to make a tough shot, but we got to tip our hat, take it out, and get down there so we can be able to go at them.
This is for both of you guys. Just you guys have been really good after a loss. Just what does it say about the resilience of this team, and what does it mean to you guys to have the chance to close this thing out on your home court?
I mean, it means a lot. You just got to go home and protect home. I mean, that's just how it's been all season. Anytime we play at home, we try to protect home. We try to do everything that we can to get the wins at home. And I guess it's a fun game for us. I mean, we go out there and we smile, we have fun, and we just trying to get the win.
You know, Luka talked about trying not to complain to the refs, or intentionally not complaining to the refs, and focusing on having fun. Felt like he was his old self with a smile. When you see joy in him, what impact does that have? You know, how does that affect the rest of the team?
I mean, it's not just joy in him. I mean, everybody out there, all five that's on the floor together, and the guys that's on the bench celebrating for us, we all have joy out there, and it's just nobody like losing, so we let one of those slip like last game. I mean, it's obviously we're going to have a sour taste in our mouth, so we're not going to like that. I mean, we're not going to be smiling a lot, but, I mean, yes, you having fun when you're playing the game the right way, and we getting our win, so it's obvious everybody's going to be happy, smiling.
D-Live, I guess, Hack a Lively is now kind of a thing that these guys are doing. But you knock your free throws down tonight. Tim Hardaway coming off the floor also, giving you a shout-out, yelling, way to knock your shots down. What does it mean to you that they have confidence in your abilities to make those key shots late to close it?
It just makes you want to step up and knock them down even more. You know, I know I got my mom above me. I know she watching me on the line. She with me. I know I got my teammates backing me up every step of the way. It's like I back them up. So when they tell me to step up and make it, even if I miss, they're going to encourage me to make it. So just being able to have a team like that is just, I'm grateful for it.
This is for both Derricks. What's the right way to spell Derrick?
D-E-R-E-C-K.
D-E-R-R-I-C-K. It's my way.
That's nasty.
Bro. I'm not going to say what I really want to say, so we're just going to leave it at that, bro.
I think you should still say that.
Nah, it's all good.
You sure?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He good.
He's trying to have me lose money, dog.
Hey, you guys have a good one.
Y'all have a blessed day, man.
Jason, a lot to take away tonight. What did you like most of your team, especially?
Yeah, I thought, again, the focus, the energy, we knew it was at stake, as a group. And again, I thought we got off to a good start. And Luka, our leader, was part of that start, and I thought he set the tone and got everybody involved, and I thought everybody was comfortable there. After we gave up the 5 offensive rebounds there in the first couple of minutes, I thought we talked about it during the timeout. I thought the adjustment, the group did a really good job of making sure that didn't happen from that point on. And then taking away the threes, we saw them shoot a lot more threes tonight. To try to give, Shea and Jalen space to drive. And I thought we did a good job of trying to close out, but they got some good looks. So we'll have to take a look to see if we can defend the three. We got to anticipate that they're going to shoot threes to try to get those guys space.
How important was Derrick Jones Jr. to kind of stabilize in the first half?
Yeah, I thought, PJ's been playing great. He got the 2 fouls, but this what makes our team special is it's the next man up. And I thought D. Jones did a great job of taking up the offensive space for us. He shot the ball extremely well. And then his defense has been great, all season for us. And so that didn't change. But his offense, once PJ left, he picked up the slack, and he shot the ball extremely well for us. And we're going to need that, at home in Game 6.
Well, Luka talked about being very intentional about not complaining to the refs, about just focusing on basketball and, as he put it, have fun. When he is not complaining and playing with joy, what effect do you think that has on his game?
Well, I would say he's going to get a triple-double, but he gets a triple-double no matter what. So I think you saw his intent. He was aggressive. he was making shots, taking shots, the deep three, being able to get to the basket, playmaking for his bigs and also for the wings, and just the trust factor. And I thought he did a great job of taking care of the ball tonight. But his intent was to get to the basket and score, and he did that at a high level.
In the last game, you outscored them in the paint, like plus 12, and this one it was plus 4. What's the emphasis on making sure you attack the basket?
Yeah, just understanding we were aggressive. The mindset, whoever's going to come out to be aggressive, it tends to get the lead or control of the game. And so for us, it was attacking the ball, touching the paint, and making plays for one another. I thought the energy was at a high, and being unselfish was at a high level too. But it was everyone did their part tonight as a team. Luka set the tone. Everyone's talking about Kai scoring, but we don't get enough likes or hearts on defense. And so, as we continue to show that we can play defense, and our offense will come. And we believe we have two of the best offensive players in the league. And so, it's just that game by game. Luka was great tonight, and we're going to need him at home. But we also understand we need to get Kai, a little bit more touches. He's had great looks, but he's being double teamed, and he's being unselfish and making the right plays, and that's what we need too.
Y'all's resiliency obviously becoming more than just it's a thing now. Were there a lot of tweaks on y'all's part, or was it the players just doing doing things better?
Yeah, this game was very similar to Game 4. We had the lead. They make a run, but we step up and make free throws. We make plays. There's no panic with this group. You've been with this group all year. We're going to continue to keep playing the same way. It's just being able to, get a stop at the right time and make a shot of free throws at the right time. And this group has always believed in one another, and no matter if the series is 0-1 or 2-2. And so we understand what we have to do now. We just did what they want to do, and that's to extend the series to get a road win. So we have to protect home.
Jason, Tim asked you about Luka's mentality. I guess I'm curious, where your role in helping him get to the right place is as his head coach. He talked about, just remembering it's the game he loved. And so I know at some point there is a responsibility that he can only control himself. But how do you and the team around you, but especially you, kind of help him get to a place where he is, just having joy on a night like this?
I think it's by just talking to him. He's human. He's not a robot. We all sometimes take him for granted that he's just going to pencil in or pin in 30, 10, and 10. The playoffs are hard, mentally and physically. And, again, before the game, I understand that you're not going to get calls on the road. You got to play through it. And then also just the support for one another. I thought our support in Game 4 was low to our standards and to our culture, and I thought the group responded in a positive way with the bench, and then cheering for those guys who were, coming in for one another. I thought there was a big connection there.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.